You know, this isn't really a story about Michael Hutchence, the global rock star from INXS. It's a story about Michael, the kid from across the road. We're going to step back in time into a very personal memory of a childhood friendship long before the stadiums and all the screaming fans.
It all kicks off with this feeling, the feeling that writer Phil Brown just captured so perfectly. He read that his old friend's song, Never Tear Us Apart, was voted the best Australian song of all time, and he felt two things right at once: happy and then sad. It's that exact bittersweet feeling that really drives this whole story. I mean, how can a song's success bring both joy and such a deep, deep sense of loss?
And that's the power of music, isn't it? A single song can be like a time machine. It just unlocks this flood of memories that echo through the decades.
And for Phil Brown, that song did exactly that. The news about Never Tear Us Apart sent him digging through his old photo albums, pulling him right back to Hong Kong in the late 60s. And there they were, pictures of two Aussie kids from across the road, Michael and his brother Rhett.
So let's go back there with him. Let's really set the scene for this friendship in the vibrant, totally pop-crazy world of 1960s Hong Kong on a little street called Devon Road.
Okay, picture this. Hong Kong in the late 60s. It was so alive with fashion and music, they called it Carnaby Street East. We're talking miniskirts, Beatles boots, the whole shebang. And right in the middle of all of this, in a leafy suburb called Kowloon Tong, lived two Australian families, the Browns and the Hutchences.
And you can almost see how their daily routine would play out. Michael and his brother Rhett, they'd get home from school, but their mom, who was a TV makeup artist, was usually still at work. Their ama wouldn't let them in the kitchen, so every single day they'd troop across the road to the Browns' house. That huge front yard, it basically became their playground, their little refuge.
It's so funny how perspective changes things, right? To Phil, Michael was just his engaging pal. Just another kid to run around and get into trouble with. He never saw any kind of special charisma. But oh, it was already there. Decades later, Phil's sister admitted that she and all the other girls in the neighborhood had a massive crush on him. Seems that rock star quality was there from the very beginning.
But you know how it is. Childhood ends, time moves on, families pack up and move away, and eventually the two friends just lose touch.
So both families left Hong Kong and headed back to Australia, but their paths went in totally different directions. Phil's family landed on the Gold Coast, while Michael's family settled on Sydney's northern beaches. For years, the only connection was just the odd update, passed along from cousins who just so happened to go to the same high school as Michael.
So after all that time, what did become of that engaging pal from across the road?
Well, the answer came in the early 1980s. Phil's at home just watching the music show Countdown with one of those cousins. This band called INXS comes on, and the frontman is just mesmerizing. And that's when his cousin just casually points to the TV and says, "You know that's Michael Hutchence." Can you imagine the shock? The quiet kid from the neighborhood had turned into this captivating rock star, and his fame was absolutely exploding.
And this rediscovery, it led to these brief, kind of strange moments where that simple past just collided with the crazy, complex reality of global fame.
So get this, Phil actually ran into Michael and his mom completely by chance at a cafe one day. And for a second, it was just like old times. They had this wonderful, totally normal chat, just happily remembering their days back in Kowloon Tong. But it couldn't last. Pretty soon, people started to realize who he was, a crowd gathered, and Michael and his mom had to make a run for it. It was like the perfect, bittersweet snapshot of the two different worlds they lived in now.
And then, November 1997, the devastating news hits. Michael Hutchence had died. He was just 37. It was a massive shock to the entire world, of course. But for those who remembered the energetic, happy kid from Devon Road, it was a totally different kind of loss, a uniquely personal one. It was the loss of the boy, long before the fame.
Which really brings us right back to where we started, memory. And how a simple photograph can preserve a person, totally separate from the icon they became. This emotional cycle is something Phil Brown lives with all the time. Seeing old INXS clips, watching the documentary Mystify, or hearing Never Tear Us Apart top another poll, it always triggers that same reflex. First nostalgia and happiness, then sadness and loss. And that's really the thing, isn't it? The global icon, he belongs to the world's grief. But the happy kid, the boy in the photo, he belongs to memory.
This is the one. This is the photo Phil keeps on his phone.
It's his brother's birthday party. Michael's there in a red V-neck jumper, looking straight at the camera, holding a drink, and he is just beaming, like he's the birthday boy. In this moment, captured forever, he's not a rock star. He's just a happy kid.
In the end, Phil Brown puts it this way: "It's a smile etched in my memory and preserved in my photo album, like the fading evidence of some lost civilization. What a powerful reminder that behind every public figure, there's a private history, and a person who exists forever in the memories of those who knew them, long before the rest of the world did."